Commander Claude Wallace. Squad E,
The Imperial forces are on the move, heading for your position.
ready to engage.
Sega is finally bringing us Valkyria Chronicles 4. Andrew Davis is the associate localization producer on this title. You have to wonder why it's taken so long for a new one to come to the West. Why did it take Sega this much time to kind of think this was the right time now to bring it back?
Well, it has been a while, and we have been listening to the fans for, of course, many years who were concerned about the future of the series. Obviously, it started on the PS3, and then there were a couple PSP games, and things did kind of, fade out for a while, but there was a very strong PS3 following. The PC port brought new fans to the series. The PS4 version of VC1 came out and was very well received, and so we thought now was the time to really bring to the table what fans have been asking for, which is the classic system that has an all-new story and all-new characters.
So none of the characters that we played as before are in this game, or are they going to sort of cross over and we'll see some, sort of story threads in there that show us what people have been up to, or is this a totally different story?
So the main story is brand new, so even people who aren't familiar with Valkyria Chronicles 1 can get into it, but for the fans there is a download chapter that does have a bit of a crossover element with the characters of Valkyria Chronicles 1, who get to hang out with our new heroes in Squad E, because they're all basically on the same side, fighting against the Empire.
We can do this.
Can you take us into new gameplay elements that we haven't seen in the Valkyria Chronicles series before? Is there anything that we've never done before?
Sure, there actually is a new soldier class called the Grenadier. In fact, Riley up here, she's the one sitting up at the top. She's a Grenadier, and so she lugs this big mortar around, and the Grenadier has a lot of, I guess I would call it, long-distance capabilities, but they're also kind of slow, and they have kind of a weakness in that when they want to fire, they have to stop and set up all their equipment, so if they're out there in the middle of the battlefield, they're just going to get hammered on, fired on for several crucial seconds. It helps to, for instance, bring your scouts out to scout around the area first, and then you can see where all the enemy positions are, and then you might be able to have the Grenadier lob a mortar over, up to the top of the ridge or over a wall.
There's a lot of uniqueness to the way that the game plays out. It's not just an action game, it's not just a strategy game. How do you kind of define it at Sega?
That's one of the unique things about this title, is that it has the whole Blitz system that's kind of a hybrid of tactical role-playing games, but also a sort of third-person action thing that hasn't really been, even though it was first presented in 2008 in the original Valkyria Chronicles, there hasn't really been a whole lot of games that are like that. So we're really happy to come back into the same space and present this really unique system that allows people to both see the map from an overhead, very tactical point of view, and then also constantly zoom down over the shoulder into the action where there's the interception fire and there's people lobbing grenades at you and lobbing mortars. Yeah, it's just it's a very exciting experience. Is
it all sort of story driven, or is there a skirmish mode after you beat the story? Is there stuff to keep you coming back for more, other than basically leveling up or getting a better grade or something?
Yeah, there absolutely are skirmishes, and as well as we also are bringing in, for the first time on the consoles, there's side stories with the sub characters. So even some of the smaller characters who each have their own individual unique voices and personalities, there are side stories where you can go on a mission with just them and explore some of their individual plots and idiosyncrasies.
Dude, I can't wait. I'm a big fan of Valkyria Chronicles, so I'm super psyched that more is coming. When are we going to get this game?
This game is coming fall 2018 for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
Right on. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks so much.
All right.